Yo, hey chat. It is stream time. I am melting in this room right now. It is. What is it? It says it's 26 outside right now, which is pretty hot, but it's not the worst, you know? However, as many of you know, this time of day is when this window to my right, the sun is just on it if I open. Oh, hilariously, I forgot I've got the the mirrored stuff on my window, so the light doesn't come through quite as vividly. But yeah, it is the hottest it can possibly be. So today, I was thinking about what we could play, and I had a few options. And then I realized most of the options that I picked will make this PC, this wonderful, super-powered PC, run at a high temperature. And I don't know if I can take that. So, today, the stream will absolutely need to be something that doesn't do that, which might just be working on the stream graphics and stuff. Which I don't know if it's interesting, but I haven't had the brain space to be doing that over the last couple of weekends and stuff. So it would be good to do that. And my PC can quietly whir away in the background and not melt me quite as much, because it is pretty warm in here. You know what I actually need? You know what we need for stream? I need like a little like electronic like temperature gauge, so I can put it, I don't know, where would it make sense to be? Maybe just on my desk, or just above my monitor or something, or like on my mic arm somewhere in this vicinity, so that we can see how hot it gets in here. Which I'm sure it'll be like, oh yeah, it's 10 degrees. Oh, I just prefer the wintry time. But yeah, I think we'll work on some stream stuff for a bit, just because I was looking through stuff on Etsy, as I do, to try and get, you know, ideas and thoughts and all the rest of it. And there's so much fucking AI that gets pretty depressing pretty quickly, because a lot of it you can tell very quickly that it's AI, and that's whatever. Like, it's pretty easy to skirt around that stuff. Some of the stuff is like on the edge, and some of the stuff I don't even think is necessarily fully AI, right? But as soon as they mark it as, you know, I used AI tools, I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, it doesn't look like the traditional, or it's now traditional, like AI style. But you've said you've used AI, so no. Like, I don't class AI tools as in, like, you know, like some of the photography software that like uses AI is just a buzzword, but it says AI. It's just like, you know, helps light, like change the lighting on something or whatever. Like, that's not what I mean. I'm talking about you have a blank canvas and you are like, make me a dancing penguin, and it just gives you a dancing penguin. That's AI, you know. So it's a bit like, whatever. Which is what always leads me back to like doing stuff myself. But I'm not. It takes me a long time to get the inspiration for my own stuff. I'm definitely someone who, best way to describe it, who like, once there's a base for something, once someone's made a base, or I find something that is close in my brain, I can work like immediately off of that. The blank canvas thing is a problem. So I think like if you were to compare that to like illustration, if someone's like, hey, can you draw my character in this scenario or whatever, I could probably do that fine. Like character design, like from scratch, yeah, I'd struggle with that outside of, you know, a few characters that I've, had in my brain for a long time. So yeah. I think that's the difference. But yeah, I think we'll work on some stream stuff for now. Just chill with some music. I think I need to change category for that, right? How do I do that from here? Can I do that from here? Where's my mouse gone? Uh-oh. There we go. You know what? I have no idea. We'll do it on my other PC. Okay, dashboard, screen manager. What do they even call the category? Art? No. Graphic? Hey, what's the category? Creative? Is it just art? I don't know that I want to... What category do I use? Yeah, I guess art will do. Right. Sure. Okay, let me assume the position. Hey, what would I be for this? I'm kind of in the middle of the screen most of the time with what I'm doing, so we could do these. It should be fine. This is where we're up to. I essentially took the original logo, the one that's on that's not on the stream, on the screen right now, on the start screen and end screens and stuff. It starts with this S, which has the moon in it currently. It was always relatively temporary because I always wanted this mask. And it is a mask. This is the reason that I have had the idea for this in my head for... I was living at the last house. So 5, maybe 6 years. Because I've always gone towards the wolf, werewolf kind of thing when it comes to this stuff. But I could never... I hate the, like... I guess the only way I can describe it is the esports, like, alpha male type wolf depiction, which is always, like, the like, snarling wolf, like, straight on, very detailed esports logo kind of thing. Or, like, feels like it would be on a car sticker. Always hated that. Always hated that. I always wanted something that was calmer, for one. And over time, it became like, oh, it should be a mask, right? It should be like a depiction, because it gives you a different like a different style. And a lot of like wolf masks and things are like these kind of masks, where they kind of cover half your face and then they protrude really far out to give you that like nose or snout or whatever. But that's also not what I was after. Because what I was after was kind of like the Japanese kitsune masks, which are this full face covering. And obviously some of them have the like They mostly have the little nose and little like face bit. They kind of like not humanize them a little bit, but they kind of they don't go as far as the half mask face ones, but they still weren't quite it. I wanted this like depiction of the full face because I didn't want any teeth. And I feel like the second that you show the mouth of a wolf, you have to start including the teeth. And like the teeth signifies like aggression. And I never wanted that energy for what I was doing. So the mask idea came up, and I think I commissioned 2 artists, like very small commissions of just like, hey, this is an idea. I don't have any final desire. Just like sketch out some ideas and kind of like see what you feel like, which, you know, may prove difficult in some ways because I didn't have enough direction, but I just wanted like ideas on a page because I wasn't capable of getting it out of my head. And they helped quite a bit. An artist friend of mine, a couple of years ago, I just like showed them the sort of idea that I was thinking, and then they made something completely like different in their own style, and I was like, oh, okay, that like, you know, really pushed it along. And then Tough, who did the emotes, actually did, it's here, look, actually popped this out one day, and I was like, oh wait, this is like so much closer, right? And that is what has given me enough feeling to kind of produce it myself. So like I ended up with this shape based on, why is this locked? Eh? Oh, is it on a different layer? Where is it? Is it that one? Oh, it is that one. Okay. Oh, I don't. Ah. My poor brain. Why is it like that? What is happening? Oh, it's because I've only got that piece. I see the issue here. Anyway, this was kind of what, like, I doodled this, which I'm not an illustrator or an artist really in that sense. But I was just messing around and doodling that, and I ended up with this shape, which is based on this, just with some tweaks that I made. And then as I started to attempt this, like this idea with the wrapping of our, you know, of our tentacle overlord, which Tough did this incredible tentacle on the emote, which is based on the voidy energy tentacles from WoW, that I was like, oh, that's way too cool. So we end up with this little shape, which I guess is shown better here. And then it made the like circular, oops, the snout here, which I do quite like, but the snout here ended up too round, right? So I wanted something sharper so that it had this, so that the tentacles very like swooshy and curvy. I wanted something to like go against that. And the only thing that I quite like this, I think it works quite well as a silhouette. Like you can see it from quite a distance. I think the only thing I might want to do now is make this a bit wider. Is for whatever reason, looking at it the last day or two, I'm like, the snout's a little thin. When you take into account the outline, especially when it's sat next to the tentacle and especially in this version, because the black actually like melds in. I don't know if I change the color here. Wait, why can't I change the color here? Oh, I'm in the wrong layer. Like if you change this. Oh yeah, this is also. Oh, they added a recent color thing. I don't think that was there before. Like, I think it's just a smidge thin, but we might need to work on how to make that work. Shouldn't be too hard. And here I was messing around with the idea that it kind of extends out. There's also, I don't know if I can open this without opening it right and then like showing everything I work on. Where did I took a screenshot of something. hopefully it's... Yeah. This is a good one. So these are the void portals from WoW, which are also just gorgeous, and kind of that's where these would emerge from. But kind of the idea that that the mask could, you know, be from this. Can I take this on its own? Yeah, I can. Why did that take that piece? There we go. Like the idea that it could be sat on this, so that this is kind of coming out of there. The only thing with this, like, this design currently, it's like the S is like one continuous tentacle, which looks really cool. I do actually really like the general shape. I think it works well. I think it's readable. I also really like the like how it compares to ignoring all this stuff. How it compares to the lettering, which is very like almost like ancient and carved or whatever, right? It's like, I do like that, so that it's not all like, I don't want the whole font to be like squishy and whatever. It very much wants to be like, this is the key part, and then this is almost like behind here there is an S that fits with this font, but this is kind of like superseded it. That's kind of where it's at. And then what I was playing with was the idea that instead of it coming out the front, obviously it looks a bit jank here, but instead of it coming out of the front, it continues on behind and then kind of produces this. This is all a bit messy, but I think I could probably delete a bunch of this. So yeah, it goes around here and kind of like, it's what gives the background to this. But it is not an easy decision, question mark? Can I mark, is this gonna like completely go crazy? Tracing may proceed slowly. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, that's what I got a super powered PC for. Oh. Boom. That definitely did a thing. You know, that's fine for what I probably want to do with it. Let me... Oh, I can't do that. That's off of the artboard entirely. Let's move it up here a second. Oh, I need to expand, which is also going to mess up my PC. So many paths. Okay, so I can highlight this stuff, right? Just start deleting everything else. Just so we can play with this. Why do I not have a bar? Why can't I move my... What the hell? What has happened? I wonder if, is this going to mess me up? Same fill color? No, actually. It's okay. Seems to mostly be the same. That one messes me up. Ah! Oh, that was attached. That's awkward. Just do this. Wait, why did that not? Why you do this to me? There we go. No, why is that connected? Well, that's dumb. Yeah, I think it's fine. I've only got that one, so let's take that one off. I think that's basically everything. Definitely not the kind of style I would want to. There is something here. There we go. Cool. Okay. That's just something that we can play with now. Right. Which I think is kind of cool. Which may kind of overcomplicate the silhouette, which is something I've got to be careful of. Obviously, if it's way bigger... Like, that's kind of awesome as a thing, but then this needs to be much more contrasting. I deleted that then. Don't need to delete it. But yeah, the general thing I'm pretty pleased with. And the whole covering the eye, because this eye is like signified as lighter than this one, because the sight... I flip-flop between the idea that that eye is blind on the character that it's based on, or just much, much reduced. I think blind is the idea. And that all comes from because my Final Fantasy character was... I always find blindfolds really cool. And then in something like Final Fantasy, I had a full blindfold on my character. I was like, that's awesome. And then when they do cutscenes, you can't see their eyes, so there are no, like, the emotions are lost. So I went with there's one particular item that's a half mask. So it's like a cloth that covers one eye, and that was it. I was like, this is perfect. I mean, you still get some of the emotion, but you get the cool badassery of like a eye patchy type thing. But yeah, so the difficult thing is what to do here. Because you can have two different things, right? You can have this be one thing, and then there is another thing. Because there are no real opportunities here to splinter off, right? Because I want to make sure that there is a solid S here. And I think if I was to... Oops. If I was to... If I was to add it here... Right? Like that, for example. Like, I think that then covers up too much of the mask. Also completely the wrong color, I just realized. Ding. Like, I think you start to cover too much here, and it starts to get hard to see. I think you could also split it off from this direction and kind of have it splinter, which could work. Like have like this. Yep. Right, and then it's got like 2 pieces, but I do worry that that does ruin some of the S. So you could take that one step further and remove this and kind of like just deal with the fact that it splinters off there. Obviously it would be behind all of that. So you can kind of just deal with that, which could work actually. You can obviously have it not connecting at all because this is one complete loop, which is kind of odd for a tentacle, but I don't know how to do the S justice. I guess with it being hidden behind here, you can kind of say whatever. It doesn't have to be one piece. It's just signifying as one piece, that kind of stuff. So why did I think you were going to do a transparent layered smoky effect? I'm going to need more detail. In what sense? Where was I going to do that? Did you think? Because I may have said that as well. I just don't really remember. So yeah, this is kind of like, this could happen. I mean, I've got rid of this one already, but like, I kind of want to leave this alone as much as possible. And I ideally don't want to touch the edge of this silhouette when I'm making whatever I make here.
Yip yip.
Fine on my PC. Hey, dear darling. Welcome, welcome. Oh no, what we could do actually to make my life a lot easier is just pull that out and shove it onto here. So that when I automatically do this stuff on layer 1, I don't know why it remembers that. There's some setting somewhere that makes it remember thickness. But yeah, so it could come out here, right? It kind of like, this is the area. I guess all of this is kind of safe to touch. I don't necessarily want to block this up, although it wouldn't be the worst if this is a bit like fatter. But then in the same vein of that, you can kind of push this in more if need be. What? Oh, because I'm in isolation mode. Oop. What? Really don't know why it does that. But yeah, in terms of where, it was mostly the idea to add more was to kind of tie it into this so that it's not completely random. And also give it a bit of a background, right? My PC is really struggling. You seem to only be able to do a certain amount of drawing before it cuts off for some reason. Like something like there and then like here. I don't know. Because you can also just do like a full-on border around it. Because the other part of a logo is obviously, you know, depending on where it's sat, depending on what the background is, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself trying to do the tentacles when I decided that I think this is too thin. And if I think this is too thin, I now need to modify this as a whole. And I need to fix it and then fix everything connected to it. Let's do a very quick test. By what are we doing? Doing it with the one that's wrapped in a tentacle is probably not the best idea. Do I really not have a base one right now? Oh no, I must do. Hang on. I must do. Yeah, there we go. That one does. Yeah. The one that I need. So yeah, I think this is a little, currently at least. Is there a background here? There is. The fact that the background color chose is very similar to this confuses the hell out of me. So let me try. For that we need to do this as well. Why is there an extra anchor point there? Definitely doesn't need to be there. Although, if I'm going to duplicate this quickly, I need to count my steps. I'm sorry, I've arrived to this stream just a lot less cool. There's also a lot more spelling mistakes. But hey, I mean, the stream's not going to get cool today anyway. It is wherever the hell you are, but it is 26 here right now. Although I will say, making the decision of not playing a video game, it was a good one because my room has not heated up as much as it usually would if I was streaming. Right. So doing this was a good idea. Right. I wanted to move all of this. 2, 3, 4. Try 4. We'll worry about straightening all up afterwards. I just want to see if it works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, is that better? Is that more wolf-like or less wolf-like? You know, the wider, I think... maybe it's too much. So I did 4. Let's try 2. This is what happens when you stare at something for too long. It eventually doesn't look right. Oh, whoops. That might work. But in that sense, I feel like I need to pull Where's the artboard tool? Back to the... Delete. The difference is actually incredibly subtle, but... I think it looks a little better. What if I made it too short then? Bit thicker makes for the wolf feeling, for sure. I'm also trying to, I realize I'm not talking, I'm just thinking. I'm also trying to keep this, because again, I want this wants to feel like something you could make, right? It doesn't want to feel like a one-to-one representation of any kind. It is, the idea is that someone caught a glimpse of this giant wolf. Think the, kind of think like the wolves from Mononoke. And they saw it like, you know, they've, glimpses over the centuries is all it is, and they've made a mask kind of depicting the like goddess type, like goddess of the wilds or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So it's only supposed to like hint, and it's also supposed to be like a wearable mask. So that's where it's at. Obviously, it's changed. It's changed quite a bit from the original sketch, which is this thing here. Ignoring this, like. It is supposed to have a slight feminine touch to it too, because again, it isn't per se. But I do think this works. That doesn't work. I need to like slice it and spin it over, I think. I already... No, you can see where the crop is in the middle here. But it still exists. I can still cut it in half, I think. Because I don't... The issue I have is I don't want this curve to mimic this curve in any way. I mean, you could... I don't know if I could, though. Delete the nose for a second. Ah, not like that. Like this kind of delete. Like if that's the base shape, again, ignore. Ah, I made that worse again. Why am I doing that? Yeah, the only other thing is you could do this. But I think that becomes too stubby, right? Right, that's not really wolf-like at all then. We either have the sharp point or we have the like curvy nose. I think the curvy nose is too much too. I think the sharpness feels more mask-like. And I think that is what Tough did actually. I like the sharpness personally. Yeah, I do think the sharpness works. I think this width is a little better. It's so minor. It's hard. I keep almost mixing up. I think the width helps a little bit. The biggest issue here is like fox versus wolf. And it is so easy to turn it into a fox mask by accident. Maybe a mix of the two, is that possible? I mean, you can also do, there is a third option. Oh, this is really fun. This is amusing me quite a lot right now. How silly it looks. Which is, you know, in its own way fun. But, like, I think if you gave it a nose... Have I got a nose anywhere? Just... Oh, it's on a different layer. Right, it looks dreadful. It's all I was trying to get to. Let me try. Can I get rid of this so I have no need for it to look like that? We good? Back to how we were. Okay. Yeah, the only other way potentially that I can see is, let's copy this again. Is having that kind of like second dip. So this, essentially this square would be out. I don't know how to do that quickly. I guess we could just get rid of the nose again. Right, so we can get rid of this for this example. And then it would, I get it, I do like that shape. In fact, why am I doing it with, hang on, why am I doing it with the one I know I'm not going to use? Let's get this thicker one sorted first. Just, it's the easiest way to do this. Probably just delete this, because I'm not the only thing I'm changing is the nose area. So I can probably just delete this, and then I want to crop. Basically want to split everything here, which should just do that, right? Again, there we go. Oh, almost. Yeah, like that. And then I want to flip this. Edit, transform. Why am I not able to find anything? Eh? Wait, am I mixing this up with, yeah, I think I'm mixing it up with Photoshop. Copy. And then I'm gonna do that. And then Actually, I kind of don't want to delete that yet. Just paste this in here. Well, that's different. Is that not touching? It should be. Should just be able to stitch the frame together. Right? Boop. And then... boop. And then... where else did I cut this? Here? Maybe these are too close to each other. Yeah, they're too close to each other. Did it. Boom. I think that worked. This looks awfully close to magic to me. I think if I then do... boop. There we go. We have the new shape. So I can do this. Whoops. Copy this. Cut this. Paste this. Take the coloring from this. And then... I think that is lined up perfectly. Cut this all out. Paste this in place. I forgot that there's like a million layers here, so this isn't gonna be the best way to do this. Oh no, that should be fine. I want to take that out though. Paste that in place. Send that to back. Group this all. And that should now be updated. So the face is now a little wider. I think the nose might need some tweaking, but in general, I think we're there. Why did my phone... ah. Yeah, I think that works. I think the nose needs a bit of work. So the whole reason we were remaking this is so that we could try something out with the nose. So let's just quickly delete. So if we do this, does it go that way around? Totally does. Okay. And... okay. So we have this shape. And what we want to try is to give it that little dip, which might work, it might not. So if I was going to do that, I would want to do kind of like this. Oh, I added a point there. I see. Oh, clever. That was actually smart of me. Because what I can do is this. Boop. There's that shape. And then what I want to do is slide the... oops. We slide this up here. Up here. I don't know if that angle's correct. Flip this. It does mean I'm missing, I guess the nose is going to sit there, so it should make a difference. And then we combine this. Oh. They're not quite intersecting properly. Undo that again. Where are they not intersecting? I mean, I can fix it by doing this. Seeing as it's just a test. Delete that. Delete that. Delete. Yeah, not that one. Not that one. This one. Okay, that gives us the shape, right? Gives us the little, like, chops we didn't have. And then I need to add a nose of some kind to test. Which... Oh, there's a rogue shape in here. Oop, combine all of that. And then a nose. Just like that, right? Not terrible in terms of how much space it's taking up, but that's not the right shape. Can I steal this nose easily? Yeah, maybe. Do this, this, copy. And then paste it over here. Wow, why did it do it that way around? I mean, I can fix it by attaching these together. I can't attach these together? Why? Oh, why did it copy those ones? Oh, that was why it wasn't working. That's weird. Yeah, this is the nose that we did have, which I guess would go from like here. But in that sense, I would need two. Wait, no, that's not right. I want to do. Oh, because of where it's at. Yeah, good point. I do kind of want the block though, so maybe we can take it. Ah. Take no, stop it. Oh no, that is what I wanted. No, that's a lie. That's what I wanted to do. Just being stupid. So I wanted to intersect here. Hey, we got our first bot of the day. And then lower this until it hits. I guess we can do this. I mean, that did actually work. Is that going to do the same thing this side? Yes. At least we can get a test going on. See, I think that may have overcomplicated the silhouette, right? Obviously, we can bring it down a bit. We want to take up less, but I think that might have overcomplicated the silhouette. Right? Like, I don't know that that adds anything versus just this. Right. Like, that's too high, I think, is the issue. It wants to be more like this. And then I guess... I think that's the only way it could work. But I don't know if it's worth it. I think that kind of loses some of the silhouette. I think. Especially when you zoom out to this distance. Although I don't hate the nose shape itself though. Wait, which one's our finished one? It was this one, wasn't it? I delete this artboard. I don't need this artboard right now. It's just adding to the confusion. Yeah, I mean, it fits into the other one. Then maybe this wants to be fatter. I don't hate the bigger nose. Aside from the fact that it's not centered at all. That bugs me. There it is. Ow. Yeah, maybe that works. Maybe that works. I'm gonna have to clean this up in a second because I'm gonna lose track of which one I actually modified. But yeah, I don't think that works. The experiment was fine. That didn't work. We don't need this one. This one's an old one anyway. This one's not the completed version. And this one currently has a different nose shoved on there. To be honest. Oh, I've realized. Ah, no, I can move this back. I'm just doing. Finding the. Ah, where's the other anchor gone? Like that. Yeah, that's the current look. And also have this very downturned nose, which almost works. But you lose the nose then. I'm not even sure what I'm doing at this point, if I'm being honest. That also gets lost when you pull it too far away. Also, I've just realized I'm editing the only final version of this I have. Whoops. Return it to normal quickly. But yeah, I think I can probably just push this up a bit. Yeah, that doesn't work as well. Yeah, it becomes a bit too close. That's literally the only issue. And the only way I can see changing that is if... This is why I'm not going to get any progress, because I just fuck about with this stuff for hours. Is, like, stalking it a bit. Right? Yeah, it's kind of giving it that treatment. What on earth? No, no, stop. Stop, I pressed the wrong button. Straight this to this, straight this. Like giving it that stalk, which is fine, but kind of unnatural. I don't know, you could have a floating nose. I think that would be too weird. Like you'd have to crop this. What is happening? Why can't I move this? Like the nose sharper, more stylized? Yeah, maybe. You. Ah. Yeah, see, that's fucking awful. Return! Whoop, too far. Oh no, all the stuff's come back that I deleted. I think that nose is fine, if I'm being honest. I don't think there's that much issue with it, really. Making it sharper, I think, was too far. The only other thing you could potentially do is... Oh, how would I do that? Probably take these out. That's not terrible. And then something like that. That's too heavy then. The issue is because, like, the noses don't work like that. So you'd kind of want this. Pizza slice? Yeah. It has turned into a pizza slice. You kind of want this if you're having that shape, right? Which I don't think works. That certainly doesn't fucking work. If you were to just curve this as is. I mean, it is kind of like doggish, wolfish to have the big fat nose, but the angle that this is at doesn't make a lot of sense. It definitely would be more like that, right? The only other thing I could try... I like how I started with a problem and I've moved on... Shit. I've moved on to a completely different thing and made a completely different problem out of what I was doing. Why did that just do that? Stop it! Like where the problem created 4 more problems trying to solve the first one? Yeah, entirely. It was all because I thought the face looked a bit fat. Or it looked a bit thin. It was where it all started. Yeah, to kind of do... I don't know how to do this. Oops. Yeah, then I guess this would want to be up here a bit more. That's the wrong button. I don't hate that. How does it look zoomed out? Giving it a little indent. I don't hate that. I need to do it properly if I want to test it, though. What we could do is... I need to try it properly. Let's crop you. What just happened? It did that thing where it doesn't actually copy what I'm trying to copy. I don't know. There is a setting in here that does that, and I think it's about saving to library. It tries to save it and fails, and then doesn't just copy paste, and it might be the most annoying thing with this program. Clipboard handling. On copy, on quit. That might have been it. What is this? On quit? I don't know that that's it. We'll see if that does it. Yeah, so copy you. There we go. Got the path this time. And I want to undo all of this. And then copy this to modify yet another one. Take out the nose. And make sure my clipboard's there. It is. It's good. Interesting that it copies this bit too, when I never asked it to, or this one. Reflect, copy. And we want to... I actually don't know how to connect this because I've just realized it needs to fit down here. So I need to intersect it really, but we'll do this for now. We'll do that for now. Yeah, we want to get rid of all the way to there. Make you sharp. Pull you down to there. Pull you to here. Pull you up to here. Why'd I just disconnect from chat? I don't know. I'm back. Okay, that should be centered. And then these were attached up here, right? Is that how I did it? Why does that not feel correct at all? Why is that? That's not at all what was happening. What was happening? Was that how I did it? Maybe it was. That doesn't seem right. Oh well, only one way to find out. Did that even attach? That did nothing. Maybe that was it. Add. That was not it, and that's dreadful. That's not what I was trying to do. I like how my poor brain had just forgotten everything I was trying to do. My poor brain does struggle. I feel like we can drop... Whoops. I want to drop the nose. Some. Right. Then... like that? The angle feels off now. Like this angle feels off. I need... Can I just add one? Does that work? How do I... do that, and then connect these, and then delete one of these. Okay, okay, I don't hate that. Drop this a bit. I don't hate it. Might be a little thick. I might want to move. That's not even, but it'll do. Like, it's got closer and closer to that again, but I think that's better, question mark? Whoops. Very similar, in fact. But I do think probably works. You can see how close it is by the other blue line, look. All I've essentially done is filled in like the tiniest little piece. Which is amusing in itself. Why is there an anchor here? Why you exist? Go away. Too far. Way too far. No, wrong one. This one. No, not that one. This one. Yeah, I think that works. I need to make sure that it's symmetrical, though. I mean, it looks pretty close. In fact, I think that might be... Is it, though? It is not. It is not symmetrical. Let me pull this out. Oh, we'll do... I think it copies that anyway. Yeah. It's hard to see. I think I can get rid of this one. There we go. Wait, where's the anchor in the middle? Eh? Oh, it's there. Boop. Wait, I only copied that one. Why did it get rid of the other one? Eh? Oh yeah, it didn't. No, it copied incorrectly. I need this one and this one. This one, this one, and this one. Okay. Then get rid of you. Doing that. There we go. Now we have a perfect half. Object, transform, reflect, copy. Okay, I need the whole thing, not just one. Boop. There we go. Do that. Oh, that's because it's like... Yeah. That's why. I didn't even realize there was there's an anchor here. That's not a why is that a flat point? What is this I've discovered? Zooming into the atoms here. Okay, that is now in the middle. That's handy. And then what I want to do is find the point here. Help. The zoom function on this program might be the worst. Here we go. I fixed it. Let's just make this a different color so I can see what the hell's going on. Okay, so this is too far over. Why does that seem higher to me? What is happening? Why is there a gap? What? It's like a whole different level. Why is that better? Are we good now? Did I fix it? To be fair, it's a level of detail that is not necessary. Oh, I didn't copy the stupid thing again. Still not copying it. Need you to copy that. There we go. Yo. Boom. Okay, new version. Goodbye, you. Oh, to group that together. Okay, new wolf. That's the tentacle. That's the master. Oh, why is my brother messaging me? Okay, so this looks good, I think. The only thing we could potentially do is make this thinner, but I don't know if I want to go that way. I mean, that's easy enough. It's just 1, 2. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, my bot disconnected and reconnected again. That's twice that's happened. That happened last week as well, that I got disconnected from chat. Must be a Twitch thing. That does lighten it a bit. I do think I quite like that. And that also makes me want to push this up again. The eternal battle. I think that's good. It makes me, the problem is it makes me want to do this again. Which I just spent all that time reverting. Why do I instantly think that works? Oops. I will be stuck doing this until I'm dead. Yes? Question mark? I think so. Such an overall tiny piece of the equation. Although one thing that this has led me to forget is that I'm got to remember that someone's face needs to fit under this. I know this fits. I enjoy that I'm expecting anyone looking at this is like, nothing has changed in the past 25 minutes. No, I've been back and forth. For some reason this curve is annoying me. I don't know why. What happens if I remove that? Nothing really. Oh, that might do it. Hang on. Hang on. Moving that up. It's the exact same thing in editing writing too. Don't like the paragraph read 10 to 15 times using several techniques and then finally get one you like better and there's one word different. Yeah, exactly. Like half of it, half of, you know, making stuff is proving to your brain that the way that you're doing it is fine as well, I think. Ah, there we go. I think that snatched it up a bit. This is a little weird now. I'm gonna do 2, 3. Yeah, I think that weight-wise feels a bit better. That works. I think that works. There would also be one thing that I haven't even like spoken about is in my sketch there should be like there will be like runes. I need so basically I need to come up with an entire runic alphabet thing so that I can put runes here. But I want runes there. Originally, in her original design, which is what Tough based it on, she has like multiple eyelids. And that's kind of a feature of the design, but I figured that like this is an interpretation of the like what someone saw in a glimpse, right? Like the person who created the sort of worshipper of the goddess, like that was through glimpses through the forest or whatever. Have all the details. Mainly because aesthetically I want like a chunky runic system. That's it really. There's no deeper meaning. I want it like I love the runic design or whatever, but I wanted something like chunky. And so it might be that I take the existing stuff, right, and kind of like play with it. I haven't got that far though. I think I feel like I made a rune somewhere. Hang on, let me, just because I've got work stuff on here, I need to flick back and forth. I feel like I did one just to play with it, but I don't know if it's actually existing. So this is fun. This, I don't, is there any in here? Oh yeah, no, I think I fired up something else. Maybe it was a Photoshop file. Where would that be? Like, why is OneDrive popping up on my system? Get out of here, OneDrive. I don't use you. Did it like reinstall itself? Uninstall. OneDrive. You're not even on here. You don't actually exist on my PC. It's just Windows has put the folders back in there. I'll get rid of you. I don't want you to be here. Whatever. I'm getting distracted. Did I save one at all? Maybe not. Maybe I just doodled them. No, I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it. Essentially, think of something, I guess, a bit more cyberpunky. I found that like there's quite a few like versions of runes and stuff. I also wanted to be like just a one-to-one alphabet replacement, so that it can be used to write stuff, right? So it's just a font essentially. This is one that I bought, which is actually in the logo, the existing logo. You can see it in here. I've actually forgotten what it says, but I did write something for that. This is obviously the logo we have now. But yeah, I wanted it to be kind of chunky. Not unlike, I mean, not this, but kind of thicker. Basically, thicker is all it boils down to. Reminds me of the dragon language, yeah. I think it's called like Arcane Cipher or something. I bought off a place. But yeah, this is how the original logo came to be. I start in one corner and then just fuck about until something appears, and then do that some more until we get the thing. And obviously I knew the mask was going to come at some point. I didn't really know what it was going to look like. I knew obviously the rough shape of it, but I didn't know where to put it. And there were a couple of times, as you can see here, where I was like, maybe I can wrap the like S around the logo, and I never really got it. I was like, he doesn't look good, because obviously I was using this style. And then I was like, you know, I could just be completely forward with it all and just use a tentacle. And that's how we ended up doing this for hours and hours and hours. But yeah, I think we have the silhouette, the basic silhouette, which is the main thing. And then this master tentacle should go over the top of it. Although it seems to be a different size, which is always lovely. Will this let me align these together? This is completely incorrect. So this wants to be... Oh, this wants to be like over here somewhere. Because this, if I bring this on top. This should be like here. But then it needs to scale up. More like that, sort of. Something more like that, anyway. That was the final one, right? It's a bit late now, anyways. If that wasn't the latest one. I think so. Oh, that's a good point, actually. I can use this to size it, I think, by... I actually don't know why it's a different size. I don't know where I accidentally scaled stuff. Yeah, that does it. What if part of the S was reflected in the color design of the fur? Which in line with the kind of wispy thing. Yeah, I actually had... I don't think I've deleted a lot of stuff. I actually had the like a kind of see-through effect. But the thing is that there's two different issues with doing too much to the mask to align with that. Is because the mask wants to work on its own. So I don't want to have asymmetrical bands across it when it's on its own, which is fine. There could be two versions, but I'm trying to like simplify it backwards as much as possible. I'm still like the actual like tentacle wants to look more like this, right? I don't know what happened to the other piece. Like this is a very rough version, but more like more interesting, I should say. What I'd probably end up having to do is do it in Photoshop after the fact and then crop it down to fit the space, because I just don't think I can give it the effect it needs, especially if it wants to have something along the lines of this, right? Why is it a tentacle and not a wolf tail? Because the theme of where the character has ended up is like eldritch themed, so it's like an eldritch werewolf or an eldritch wolf. Because tentacles, you know? Naturally. Exactly. So it's kind of eldritchy. And so that was just like a fun thing. And I like the idea that the mask is kind of what the quote-unquote like worshippers of Selene see. Like that's what they saw. They see like this like huge wolf goddess type thing, that they sort of treat her as a goddess and worship, because, you know, they see you in the light of the moon and all that kind of stuff. Like that's where the stuff comes from. But a lot of her like power is like voidy, shadowy stuff, because, you know, the moon has two sides. The side that shines in the sun, and then the shadow. And that's the combination, anyway. Why? I think it's cool. That's literally it. It's like, no deeper than that. And then why is it a tentacle going around the thing? Because it's just a fun shape. It's a really fun, like, I do think it's a really fun thing to play with, is this kind of, like, style, right? Right, this should now fit. Yeah, this looks a bit more promising. So it should fit like that. But I think that's like, I can't remember which way round now that this needs to be. Let me just combine this and see. To get the shape right, I can't remember if it's... Yeah, it needs to not overlap. Sorry, it needs to overlap. So this needs to be... I mean, I can just tweak it slightly. That, right? And then... something like that. That should fix it. Move you over there. I think that this, I want to grab only the black lines. This. Boom, boom, boom. No, that's fine. That's all good. That's fine. And this piece, this piece, this piece. Then select same fill color, delete. Select same fill color. I think I could just press this. Boop. Oh, missed a piece. Yeah, there you go. And then to fix the issue that it has, where oh, it needs to be a little thicker. Oh, I know what's happening here because of this. But yeah, this would now be the latest version, which I think looks pretty good, and that reads. I think it reads pretty well as an S, even without any coloring at all. I think it reads pretty well. It also, theme-wise, it also just happens to be that, like, within World of Warcraft, the Void and the shadow is all depicted by this kind of like very purpley colors that I enjoy. So a lot of it just comes down to the fact I really like purple and black, which I hilariously always have as well. I was actually talking to my niece earlier because her dad was a graphic designer, and I added a wolf to my logo when I was like 19. And I'll never forget, he was just like, why is there a wolf here? I had no, like, this has way more purpose, right? Back then, there was just a wolf attached to my name for no reason. It always makes me laugh because I don't know, just thought it was cool. And that was purple and white and grey and stuff. But yeah, it's taken us the best part of 2 hours to now get back to the point of the hell do I do about the rest of this, right? Which is funny in itself. And I think if we took this, I think I returned it pretty much to the same size. Yeah, it's like marginally wider. Very funny. Very funny. Okay, so this tentacle needs to go away because this is the final one right now. I should probably just get rid of a bunch of stuff. They group together? No, they need to be. Whoops. Not relevant. But we're looking at a 3D render of a T-Rex skeleton called Sue, and honestly, dinosaurs seemed really badly designed. Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, I guess there's always that element of, for whatever reason, I saw a Rick and Morty clip earlier where some alien species on a different planet, it may have even been Earth at some point. They put a museum together of dinosaurs and they're like backwards or whatever. And that just reminded me of that, where like, I guess we're much more confident these days that we've kind of figured out the skeletons, but it does, some of them, like T-Rex, just like feels like a really weird combination of things, right? But I guess when everything's that much big, because it feels like everything was just much bigger. And there are lots of weird creatures nowadays. They're just tiny in comparison. So I guess it's not that weird. If your arms than just a ribcage that could fit 8 of me inside it. Yeah, absolutely. I guess that's where, that's where the whole crazy part of evolution comes in. You start looking at what changed and what made a difference, and etc., etc. That looks good so far, thank you. Hilariously, we've just ended up back where we started. Completely back where we started. Back to the first problem. We just refined it slightly, which I'm good with. I do think the nose is better. Hilariously, the snout is now the same width it was pretty much, but the nose itself has changed, which helps. As for how it all intersects with the text, that's now the big thing. Yeah, it's tough because I do want to preserve some of this. I guess the difference is the back. Like the tentacle here, it's supposed to be this purpley color. So it shouldn't really be black, but can't be bothered to. Currently, anyway. I guess we can... Right. And then... Oops, don't do that. Layer 1, the amount of things that are in there. Hilarious. This again. Make this 20. Yeah, like I said, I want to play with... I think 20 is not big enough. Like 60? Play with shapes here. That kind of stuff. Like something like that. I don't know. Gotta be careful here of like making it hard to read. Obviously. Something like that. It makes me dislike this gap here, but I don't think I can fill that gap up. Really. Which one do I need this to be on? This one, right? Like, I think it ruins the silhouette then. I think it looks better. But I don't know how easy it is to then read it when it's too connected to all of this. But I guess perhaps that, oops. Some of that can be solved by removing... can I just do white to, like, simplify it? The words noodly appendage comes to mind. I mean, that's a good way to describe it, to be honest. Just do this, and then... The other thing, I guess, actually, the other... Get rid of that. If I delete this stuff. The other thing is, like, having it come from here. There's not enough shape to it there, but... Like, that kind of works. I need to get rid of this stuff. What did that just do? Like, rewrite it? That was bizarre. Right? Something like that? Oh, it's going to do that thing again. I want it to be like that. I don't think I like under the letter as much. I think staying above the draw line is better. Potentially. Don't quite like how this fits yet. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Ah. Why is flux coming on? Do. Sure, whatever. That's close enough. This one's not so bad now. Maybe drop this down below this line. I think that kind of works. Not perfect, but I think it kind of works. I'm not quite sure how this would interact. Whether we would, like, if I was to... I'll just give this a different stroke for a second. Like, if we were to do that, so that there is a separation, or if we want to, like, this all to just be one thing. That's a toughie to figure out. I think overall, this does need an outline. How does this all look like in black right now? I don't know how many pieces are here. Quite a few, I think. Actually, select same stroke color. Yeah, muting it makes it easier to see if it'll work or not. I think that kind of works. I think that kind of works. I quite liked having the one that was here, but I don't think I can make that work. Wrong thing. Right, like the one that came out here. I quite like that for the framing effect that it gave. I think it starts to get overcomplicated if I do too much of that. A notification. Oh, that was you replying in Discord, darling. I see. Can also do. Hang on. Let me copy this before I lose the idea. Excuse me. Can also really simplify it with that. Just have the one. Me. Make it look wet, as in the tentacle. That's my curse contribution. I mean, it will look. This is kind of where it's going. It will definitely look more moist. That's my curse contribution than it does currently. Yeah, I don't know if it wants to be more like an underline. That shape doesn't quite work, but you get the idea. Yeah, like something like that. Hard to say. That is not how that would look at all. Then I don't like this big gap that it has behind there. This I kind of like. This I kind of like. I should probably save. I haven't saved this entire time. Probably a good idea. Although, the stream has been a success, chat. Because it is now starting to get dark. And I didn't melt. What is the temperature? 21, so it's gone down 5 degrees since we started. I think we won, chat. Not playing a video game ended up being the best idea. All right, I think we're going to stop there for the day, chat. I think we might do more of this on Thursday. My hair's gone all fluffy. All fluffy. We might do more of this on Thursday. We'll see what the temperature's like. This feels like a great idea if the temperature is still horrific on Thursday. But thank you all so much for hanging out. Anyone who's dropped by, because I've seen a few people popping in. If you do end up dropping a follow, we'll be back on Thursday, same time, 6 p.m. Not GMT. British summertime, that's the one. It was fun to watch you work. Thank you. We did hilariously, we did a complete circle. So we got there in the end to progress. So like I said, if we do more on Thursday, then maybe I'll actually get somewhere with it. Maybe we'll try out some coloring and stuff to try and figure out where we want to go with it. We'll see, chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will be streaming next Tuesday, and for entirely selfish reasons, because it is the opening night live at Gamescom, and a lot of World of Warcraft and Overwatch and Diablo stuff is happening that day. So I won't be able to focus. And I don't want to catch it secondhand. I want to be there in the moment. So I'll be in the Discord, and I will probably be like spamming stuff in the Discord next Tuesday. But we will be back on Thursday. We might do more of this, or we'll play something. We'll see. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody who has been lurking away or chatting. I appreciate you all. And I will see you all on Thursday. Take care of yourselves, whatever you're doing. And remember to hydrate. Bye. 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 Bye.
No, it's